A lot of us have been sexually assaulted and stuff like that. I know, for example, I have, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I was promiscuous. And it wasn't because I enjoyed sex with men. It was because that's all I knew. I was right there at a very early age. So I just thought that that's what I was supposed to do. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
And so it wasn't until I was like, I'm done playing this character. I don't enjoy it. And of course, until you get smashed by a woman, you don't really know,
you don't know what you're missing out.
What life is. Shout out to women. But I don't even, nature versus nurture. I don't know. I don't think you can be held to a standard.
So when something happens to somebody young, like sexually, why do you think that makes them promiscuous? Is it because like they feel like that's how you get attention, or?
Well, okay, yeah, all right. So shout out to my therapist.
Right.
So for me personally, I was touched as early as 5, and then 8, and then like 13.
That pisses me off.
Yeah, and like, I mean, for a while, it was just. So you got to think, you're a kid. Your whole understanding is what you see on TV and what you're taught. And so I'm now at a certain point, it was a little bit for attention as well. Like for me, like it was like, well, why is he playing with her? Or, you know what I mean? But also my abuser used that, he like groomed me. So it was like, if you don't do what I want you to do, I'm in a house full of 13 kids. My sisters are here. Like, he's going to go play hide and go seek with someone. And I'm like, no, just play with me. But then also I'm jealous. So to spin back, like to piggyback on what I was saying, that's why I had developed a stutter, because I had left that home, but it was like my first breakup, because essentially he was my boyfriend. He was my older cousin, for real. He was like 19 years old. And so I was like going through it. I couldn't even.
Because you're not supposed to like it, but
ain't built to understand what's happening.
Right.
But I was groomed that way. You know what I mean? So now it's like, I was having sex with guys because I was like, let's get this out the way. Not that I want to do it. It's just, what's up, shawty? Da, da, da. Like, okay, I know what you're here for. So let's do it. You know what I mean? Let's do it. Let's get it out the way. I had sex with all my guy friends. Big ups to my niggas. You know what I mean? I had sex with all of them because it was just like, let's get it. Let's remove that energy, because I hated that tension. I really hated that lingering feeling of, you gonna fuck me? I'm like, yeah.
Damn.
That's why I was promiscuous. I can't talk about everybody else.
Got you.
But yeah, it was natural. It's what I knew.
And as obvious as it seemed, like when people like, why don't you tell an adult or something, like, yo, if you're 5, you only know what you're seeing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, if my cousin does this, and some people have said like it feels good. You don't know it's wrong or something, you know? So like when you get older, then you look back and be like, damn, what the hell? But if that's all you know at 5, 10, it don't seem wrong.
But be honest with you as well, it's the lineage, right? So my grandma was right, my mom was right,
yeah.
I was right. Like it was, so I remember the guy, like I said, he was my older cousin. And he was one of my favorite cousins. Remember grooming, right? And so my mom told me early, nigga touch you, he dies. I already knew if my daddy found out.
I don't want my favorite cousin to die.
I don't want my favorite cousin to die.
Damn.
It's
even
real.
though it's not right. You know, like how much, like parents don't know how much words matter. I'll kill him if he touched you. But I'm
That's
8, 9 years old. I don't want you to kill anybody. You know, but I want him to stop. But then I don't know if I want him to stop because it's been going on so long. You know what I'm saying? So it was just, there was no tell him, kid. We barely tell them when we poop on ourselves sometimes, or we don't even
Not for real.
Like in black and brown homes, we barely want to ask our parents for help for homework. You know what I'm saying? Let alone tell them something serious is going on.
Yeah.
Oh, hell no. I'm not about to. I didn't tell nobody until I was 16.
I was going to ask you, when did you tell them? So how did they react when you eventually told
them? My
them?
family?
Mm-hmm. Did they believe you, first of all? Because
for sure.
Some people, okay.
Yeah, for sure. My mom had, it came out in an argument. My mom was like, what is wrong with you? And I guess I was like acting out, right? Because I dropped out of school real early. I was like 15 when I dropped out for real. Yeah, I had like an 0.8 in freshman year. Like
0.8?
Yeah. I passed band. Big ups, alto saxophone. Okay. She was just like, what is wrong with you? Were you touched or something? I was like, yeah.
Actually.
And then she was like, we went into it and we never talked about it really much again.
Oh, wow.
But then she brought it up once. Me and my mom, we had not emotionally available, not like affectionate or stuff like that. She cool as hell, you know, that's my nigga. But you didn't get I love yous in my family from the women.
Yeah.
You know, the men were actually more affectionate than the women. My dad called me his princess to this day.
Oh, wow.
Which is why I'm very dainty.
Okay, very.
Yeah. But women, no. And so we got into it. She's like, that's the reason why you're like that, you know, because he did that. And I was like, nah, I didn't have a woman tell me she loved me. So if we're talking about it, I said, being raped made me a hoe. But
damn.
I'm dating women because I yearn for a woman's love. I ain't had it.
Yeah.
I love it here though. It's so warm and cuddly. You know what I mean? But if we're talking about it, don't just blame rape on gay on like being gay on being raped. That's not always the case.
Yeah.
Did you ever see your cousin again? Like,
nah, I check up on him though.
Have y'all ever discussed?
Oh no. No. He won't come back in the city. It was after I watched the R. Kelly documentary.
Okay.
It was like 20 years later, something like that. I actually filed. I made a case against him.
Oh,
so
wow.
if he stepped foot into Chicago, he go to jail.
And you still check up on him?
Yeah, I try to see if he got any he has a Facebook. You know what I mean?
Oh, you mean
not like directly, but
not like you good?
Oh no, hell no. That's what you meant. Like, hey,
hey, don't step foot, but is you good?
Hey, look, I don't. Just like, because I don't never want me to be like he just pop up because only for the safety of him. I don't know how I will react. Mm-hmm. I've forgiven him. You know what I mean? Because that is not my burden to carry anymore. That's you. That's on you. That's between you and your God.
But it could be triggering to see
It
him.
may be triggering.
Yeah.
Do I see you holding a kid? Do I see you? I know I probably mollywalked the fuck out of him for the whole time for real.
And you a stud now, so.
Yeah.
But it's crazy because we were just talking about like with the Diddy stuff, like people act like it's so crazy that somebody comes out 20 years later, but it's really like, yo, you, especially like if it's somebody in your family or something, you think you're all alone. You don't have the mental capacity to really understand what really went wrong there. Mm-hmm. So you just kind of prove like, not saying everybody is right with the Diddy case, but for you, like
sometimes it takes 20 years.
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes you watching, or really it took for me to actually hear the Aaliyah story. And I'm a big Aaliyah fan. And I was for like, sure. I'm going to say something this time. Because it's scary, though.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think people would believe me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's even, to this day, like, I'm pretty credible. Mm-hmm. But it's like, what if he denies it? And then I was just like, fuck it. Let's just do it, right? Mm-hmm. Because at first there were so many things, like when I actually, like, told the cops, I said, there are things that I dream about that I don't know actually happened. But I feel like he did. And they said, if you're dreaming it, 9 times out of 10, your brain just because of the trauma it blocks it from you. It probably happened. And I was like, okay, so this happened and then this happened and this happened and stuff. Like,
that's crazy.
But them cops, big ups to the cops for real. Big ups to 12 the ops. Big ups because when you contrary to what you see on TV and stuff, my experience is when I went in there, I say, I'm not sure. They was like, you're okay, you're safe here.
Well, that's good. I think those are greatly trained cops because I feel like some police wouldn't have.
Downplay it.
Yeah. But I went through and just for you guys, you make sure like there are child abuse advocates in almost every city. And so I went and they give free programs and I went through them to talk to actual psychiatrist who then led me to talk to the cops.
Whole lot of gay shit. Whole lot of gay.
Boss Britt. We certified. And DJ eXeL.